Yeah, and but right now I really do enjoy my space.
Yeah.
I've been living, I am my mother's only child.
Yeah.
Right? And so having this time that I've had to myself has been fantastic. Just to get to know me, even to have my house exactly how I want it. I don't have to be like, well, what color do you want this wall? You know what I mean? I can just do it.
You're the chooser.
I'm the chooser.
You're the chooser.
Right.
I'm gonna start calling her Galactus. Jada, can you please report to the principal's office? Matter of fact, step to the front of the pulpit. We need to have several words with your ass. What are you doing? Huh? What is the thought here? Why are you continuing to bring up the intimate details of your marriage in front of a live studio audience on a podcast? What are you doing? Have you not ruined our childhoods enough? Have you not destroyed this man enough? We saw a couple of years ago him walk on that Oscars stage and deliver the 5 fingers of death to Chris Rock, but we already know he wasn't really hitting Chris Rock. Psychologically, he was hitting himself.
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him.
Why? Because he married the Sith Lord herself, the Queen Jezebel. My young G's, if you do not identify Queen Jezebels and their nasty, dastardly spirit from the onset, and you prioritize their sexual power, you prioritize the aestheticness of their face. If you do all of this, it's going to be fun for you in the short term until the manipulation starts. It just seems like just when the internet begins to forget about Jada Pinkett, the demon serpent witch lord herself, she seems to come back like a prevailing wart to deliver her bullshit across these internet streets. It's Jada Pinkett Smith. Honestly, Jada, and I think that this pisses you off, we don't care about you. We care about the Smith. And I think that that really eats at you because inevitably it's Will that's the star. We don't care if you over here talking about you and your life outside of if you talk about Will. And that's what the catch-22 is. And that's a component of what Will did not see. Inevitably, the man wanted family, the man wanted relationship, and instead, he's got a Queen Jezebel who manipulates, who controls, and who tries to act like she's doing this for the betterment of the marriage, but really, she's exposing leverage. Anyway, recently on some bullshit-ass podcast, Jada got up and began to talk about Will again. We're going to go up into it and then diagnose these statements with some other statements. So sit back, relax, let's get back active. Without further ado.
So are y'all living together?
It's just this beautiful connection. We will.
Look at that.
Not right now.
But you will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why do you say that with such
clarity?
Because that's what it's going to be.
That's where it's headed.
Yeah.
And you both are on that page.
Yeah, and but right now I really do enjoy my space.
Yeah.
I've been living
alone.
I am my mother's only child.
Yeah.
Right? And so having this time that I've had to myself has been fantastic. Just to get to know me, even to have my house exactly how I want it. I don't have to be like, well, what color do you want this wall? You know what I mean? I can just do it.
You're the chooser.
I'm the chooser.
You're the chooser.
Right.
So when you imagine your life back together, because I'm sure you've seen it, how does that look to you?
We don't know yet.
You'll build that.
We'll build that. And it'll be something new.
So are y'all living together?
It's just this
Quick interruption to thank today's sponsor, Saily. Now, guys, I plan to do some very extensive traveling this year, and one thing that I cannot stand is when I touch down in a new place and I have no internet. I can't check directions. I can't call anybody. I can't pull up my reservation. And now I'm standing around the airport trying to figure out which airport kiosk is about to overcharge me for a brand new SIM card. And that's exactly why Saily makes sense. Saily is an eSIM app that offers affordable data plans in over 160 countries. So you download the app, you choose your plan, and you get set up even before you arrive. So when you land, you're already connected and already plugged in. No fumbling around, no SIM swapping, no nonsense. And it's beyond convenient not having to swap SIMs for each new country that you visit. Now, they also have 24/7 customer support, unlimited data options, regional plans for multi-country travel, and alerts when your data is getting low. So guys, if you have a trip that's coming up, go to Saily.com/MTR and use code MTR at checkout and get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily data plans. So go right now. All right, back to the content. We don't ever get to hear about how amazing of a man that he is. We don't ever get to hear how amazing of a father that Will is. We don't ever get to hear that he's outstanding, he's upstanding, he's respectful. We don't hear any of that shit. We hear we have just such an amazing relationship. Oh, but I'm just so happy away from him. I get to do anything just the way that I want. Stop it, Jada. Queen serpent behavior. Matter of fact, I'm going to start calling her Galactus because she's not a world eater. She's a star eater, okay? Not only did she successfully eat up $100 million man, the star in being Will Smith, but apparently she was trying to eat up Tupac as well, and she already ate up from the back the son's young friend. What was the singer's name? August or something like that. Ate him up from the back even when he was going through some type of mental health illness. Now, if you exchange all of the genders within this and it's a man talking about that, yeah, now I'm separate from my wife and I'm just enjoying my time alone, do y'all think that that content would be taken the same way? Up on these female-dominated podcasts, on these female-dominated streets, this is seen as strength. This is seen as empowering. No, this should be seen as a complete and utter failure. And because not only through the introduction of the Red Table Talk and as well as the introduction of content that has gone viral of like her recording for her podcast in the privacy of their own home and him, Will, obviously not wanting that to happen, then it begins to paint the perfect image of the Jezebel spirit in all of her manipulative and controlling glory.
Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me if you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please. Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start I'm standing in my house.
At this point, just let him go. But she knows that if she did, she'd lose out on opportunities like this one. And she's been saying this for years now.
As time went on, there were different stages in my marriage where Will and I decided we were not together, where we didn't tell the public, right? Where I was actually thinking about divorcing, separating. I mean, there have been several of those, right? And where we've gone and lived our separate lives. So I think
Meanwhile, Will Smith on a podcast would never talk about the relationship. But that's all that she has. This is all that she's got. Imagine being in a marriage where she's trying to convince everybody that this is a two-party street when we all know that it's not. It's not Will talking about his high school relationship with the love of his life for an opportunity to sell more books. He doesn't need to do that. However, her methodology for selling more books, and this is recorded back in 2023, by the way, which I believe is when she dropped her book, but her strategy for that is to leverage the relationship. Do you guys see the difference here?
then that is where people might have thought that, oh, they must be having an open relationship. And we just didn't want people to know the dynamic of what was happening between us. We didn't think that that was anybody else's business. And so I think that that's where sometimes that confusion came in.
Just let the man go. The amount of times that upon her own Red Table Talk, she's essentially talked about how she was a bad wife, unappreciative of all of the things that he's been able to do with her, right? In celebration of like her 40th birthday party, right? Like all of these things and odd and bad behavior that because Will put her up on a pedestal and gave access to him for which she truly did not deserve, and thus it ruined his life. A man that truly wants to end a relationship, right, on his own behest, but truly wants to end that relationship would not have been the same man that took so much umbrage and projected his hate in the moment onto Chris Rock across that stage. That type of man would have been able to laugh off such a dumbass joke like that and accepted his award for the hard work that he put in. But as a man, this will be some of the odd ways that your body may react once afflicted by the Jezebel spirit.
Everybody's always like, why don't you just get divorced? And it's like, that's like quitting.
That's like losing my leverage.
I don't think there's any person that could embrace the best and the worst of me and be willing to hold space.
That means you can't get no better. You got to be able to read beyond the words, guys. Trust me.
In the way that Will holds space for me, in the way that I hold space for him, there's no greater mirror I could have than Will. I can't get around myself. Just like he can't get around himself with me. Would it be easier to go and find somebody else and have a more pleasing, more comfortable relationship? Maybe. But would that get me to the person that I really want to be?
Oh, God.
I don't think so.
Jada, shut up. These old bras would get up on these damn podcasts and do anything besides take accountability. Will absolutely deserves better. Imagine working your whole life and being the one of the best to ever do it, to inspire generations of men that want to be you, that have box office hit after box office hit, right? The success and the talent of a Will Smith cannot be argued. But to have that culminate in this, these chicks will continue to deceive themselves and their lemming followings on these dumbass podcasts as if we are not smart enough to read beyond the tea leaves. She won't divorce him so he can never truly find happiness because she knows if she divorced him, she will lose control. This is not enlightening, Jada. This is a toxic codependency. But apparently not everybody agrees with my sentiments.
You know what? Forget it. Forget it all. These two, they deserve each other. It's a match made in heaven. She's doing her book tour. She's talking all kinds of shiz. Everyone is like, Free Willy, Jada's terrible. But you know what? He loves it. He's joking around on his Instagram. She's doing press today, and he and the kids show up. And then he says,
Our union is
spit it out, Will.
sloppy public experiment.
Party hard hard.
Oh, God.
This is
a
excruciating.
sloppy public experiment in unconditional love. As I stand
I don't
here
want it.
before you today, I am happier than I've ever been in my entire life.
He's happier than he's ever been. Okay, fine. You do you.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't know if I've ever switched thoughts mid-video like to this degree, but I'm going to have to agree with homegirl down up over here. You know what this actually is I think it's a public humiliation ritual. And I think like because he's so deep in the Holly weird, like I don't think that he can ever just hop about it and just truly be who he wants to be. I think he's too deep. I think he's signed too many contracts. He's done too many blood oaths, right? Like he's had too many box office hits, right? He's deep, baby. He's got connections to things and people that we do not know of, okay? And perhaps besmirching his godforsaken wife is going to do much more harm to him than good. But listen, man, you got infinite money, right? Like, is it the money or is it something else, baby? Is it greed? But yeah, I'm going to have to agree now with the lady at the lower corner of the screen. Perhaps they now deserve each other, all right? Or he just has like some type of huge humiliation kink. Because remember, this is the same young woman that got her innards dug out by a young, spry, and testosterone-filled August Alsina. And now he's over here just grasping his wife after the bludgeoning, talking about how in the future I may allow him to move back up in with me. What? Perhaps that little black chair in the hotel corner were made for men like Will Smith. Anyway, childhood officially over. That's it. We're grown now, all right? And I mean, here's the thing. I think that the removal of the veil beyond the perfection of a relationship like this. And when I say perfection, right, in the cultural zeitgeist was that Jada and that Will love, right? And this is only of like 10 years ago. Their relationship was idolized. And to find out that it's anything but perfect is sort of a humanization to it. But we found out way beyond that. And so much so that it will continue to drive lessons, because Will Smith is the hallmark example of what can happen to you within your life if you choose incorrectly. For nothing will ever be enough. And she will stop at nothing to create an environment where you have to constantly be at the whim of her inherent manipulative and controlling emotions. They can't control your stardom, so they'll try to control you or make it seem like they are entitled or privileged to the lifestyle that you can give them. Oh, but wait, let's say you marry him, then you lost all leverage. I think Will's too deep in, and at this point, he has no choice but to turn humiliation into his kink, and here it is, live and direct, and in 4K. All right, guys, let me know what you think about the content here today. Write it down up in the comment box down below. Do you agree with the things that I'm saying? Did you disagree with the things that I'm saying? Did Will, in your mind, take a heel turn in the middle of this video as it did for me? Let me know. I can only think the way that it is right now, like he has to enjoy this at least a little bit. You guys let me know what you think. Write it down in the comment box down below. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock out with me. And until next time, peace.
You is ratchet as they come. Rainbow weaves and bat wing lashes, weighing more than a man. What time is your football practice? I bet you can hit that A gift like a mug. How you big back it? Said a man must buy you gifts. Where here goes a Fitbit tracker. Are you mad? Cause you got 3 kids by 4 different dads. You pick cookies, then you bash. Oh man, when you get sad.